When someone calls you a random, that means they couldn't figure you out. In other words, are they the scrub or you the scrub? Let's check these buttons.
Couldn't look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech or the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a beautiful week, a full week of checking these buttons. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. And on that note, without further ado, ladies and gents, we definitely got some hot topics. This one has been on my mind for a while. I'm glad that it's finally coming to the surface so we can talk about it. Definitely got the hot clips. We're about to get it started. Without further ado, let's go. Alright, and now to the first set of buttons that need to be checked. This one starts off with Mr. Henry Sen. I'll put the man's profile on the screen right now, bringing up a very interesting topic, if you may have guessed from the intro of the video. Ladies and gents, this one I definitely have some deep thoughts and opinions on. I can't wait to get into it at the end of the video. So we'll start it off right now with Mr. Henry. He says, when someone calls you a random in a fighting game, it means they couldn't figure you out. And as you may have guessed, the FGC has a lot of damn opinions when it comes to this topic. We're going to start right here with Slavic Gold. He says, what if they're just playing risky intentionally? It's rude to say random then. How would you know unless you ask the person about it? It's pretty meaningless thing to call someone. Why defend it? Haha. Then others adding on to that saying, well, isn't the point of fighting games to be as unpredictable as you can? But I guess that's the question, right? There's a difference, some would say, between being unpredictable and being what's called random. Right here, Cactus Kaiser pretty much weighs in that same point of view, saying, I was once told my playstyle was chaotic. I know he meant that as an insult, but to this day, it's still my favorite remark. And that's what, let's be real, when somebody calls you random, that's never been a positive remark, ever. Never in the history of ever been like, yo, you random as fuck, my dude. And that has been a compliment. No, being called a random has always been like you being called a scrub or basically brain dead. Then others pick it up from there saying, or it means you play risky as hell and will never win a relevant tournament playing random like that. Then others actually respond to that, posted a video, which I think is hilarious because they're like, number one, who cares? Number two, basically check out this video showing this Ryu. I'm not sure who this player is, but they would be, I guess, considered kind of random online. The shit does work, so it's like, you know, proof in the pudding. What do you think? And I'll of course post the link in the description field so you can check out the full video below as well. But I want to say this was very popular. This style anyway, super popular, especially online back in the Ultra days. I feel like every other player that I played would play like this kind of style. And it was frustrating as hell because it was like the drunk monkey style where like it didn't make sense, but it did kind of make sense because it worked. Like organized chaos or some shit. Then others add to like something that I've experienced, I know a lot of us have, saying you're not supposed to do that. Okay, but you got hit and it got me out of a bad situation. Then some add on to that right here saying, yeah, it's like you're supposed to do things for a reason. Exploit the reason. If they're waking up DP a lot, bait it. I don't understand this mindset. I actually do. It's very simple. Mad because you're bad, LOL. Then others adding that saying random is the best strategy or you're not plus if you don't know you're plus, and that's what's up. How many times have you been playing? Man, Dirty Low would tell me this shit all the time. I would beat him in a set. Not to say I beat him all the time or anything like that, but when I did, so many times he would be like, oh, it's because I thought you were going to do the smart thing. You know what I'm saying? I forgot you're so fucking random and stuff. That's why I lost. That's why I got hit. And that was my strategy, and that's what I planned to do. Then it worked. I don't give a shit if you considered it smart or dumb. I got the W. But in his mind, I was random and I was the dumber player, which is why I won. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever experienced that, or am I the only one? Then Strange Hale sees it from a different point of view right here, saying, not always. Some people legit throw the shit out there for the fuck of it. Even if they lose, they continue to play sporadically, zero consideration of risk/reward whatsoever. And other people are like, yo, facts. And I think that does have truth as well, right? Because you can't always say that random is the best or random is the most fun, because you do see people that go into the depths of hell of randomness where really you're like, what the fuck are you doing? That to me is like the true definition, right? When you see DP, 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 they knock down. DP, 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 they knock down. DP, then you're like, okay, that's enough. I don't know, you feel me, or is that just me? Because others are saying, well, maybe it's just an excuse or a salty expression to justify their loss, which you can get that a lot, right? And I actually just got excited because I read a tweet for the first time that kind of backed up what I just said about when I played Dirty Low. It says, every time I hear this is from someone I'm playing against, it's because they're too textbook and have a flowchart checklist on how they play or how that character is played. So when you cut them off throwing a wrench in their game plan, it mindfucks them so random. Because if you think about it, I'll put this tweet as I'm making this point, others are taking it as a compliment. They're like, yo, if you're calling me random, that means I'm in your head and that's where I want to be. And then Veggie comments on this as well, saying when someone calls you random in a fighting game, it means you don't consider risk versus reward most of the time, and your playstyle likely won't net you consistent wins. Then Danny Fam drops a hell of a point right here. Let me know if you agree or disagree. He says, all the random playstyle talks in Street Fighter V, it isn't your job to rationalize how the player got their conclusion on decision making. It's your job to dissect it and beat it. Drop the superiority complex on why your rationale is better and beat them. All right, ladies and gents, let's unpack this, man. For one, let's be straight up. Like we said earlier, it's always been shots, right? It's always been disrespect when somebody calls you random. It's always been meant as an insult. The one that always made me laugh, like I said, when I play a lot of people, whether it be in a casual atmosphere or online, and you win, and they instantly tell you how stupid you are because you won in a certain manner. But usually the rationing is like, well, I wasn't thinking to stop it because I'm not stupid. So in order to stop stupid, you gotta think stupid, and I'm not stupid. And it just seems like the whole conversation is stupid. Oh, and I'll add this before I conclude. How many times have you seen it when like you do a wake up DP and you're automatically a scrub, right? Or you're random, but let Daigo do it sometime or whatever. All of a sudden it's calculated, you know what I'm saying? Let a professional do it. Oh, because you know, he did all the calculations and stuff, and obviously that was the right choice. And it all comes back to this, ladies and gents, true or false, when somebody calls you a random, it simply means they can't figure you out. There it is, ladies and gents. Definitely let me know how you feeling. Thank you guys for all the love. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Audio.